What if there was a tree? A tree that could answer every question in your heart, not with words, not with lectures, but quietly, gently, truthfully. At the edge of a peaceful village, surrounded by open fields and golden sunlight, stood an ancient tree. The villagers called it the tree of answers. It was said that the tree did not answer every questions, only those asked sincerely from the heart. Many people passed by it every day. Some laughed at the legend, some ignored it completely, but those who came with honest hearts never returned the same. One early morning, when the village was still quiet, a young boy named Ayan stood beneath the tree. He was small, but his thoughts were heavy. With innocent eyes and a trembling voice, he whispered, "Why do I feel even when I try my best?" The tree did not speak. For a moment, there was only silence. Then a gentle breeze passed through the branches. A single leaf slowly drifted down and landed in Ayan's open hands. He looked at it closely. The leaf was not broken, it was changing, moving from one season to another. And suddenly, the boy understood failure was not the end. Trying was not useless. Trying was growth. A soft voice echoed in his heart. Because trying is how you grow. Ayan smiled. With new hope in his eyes, he ran back toward the village, lighter, braver, and stronger. The young woman's questions. Later that day, as the sun climbed higher, a young woman named Sarah came to the tree. Her steps were slow, her heart was heavy. He had loved deeply and been hurt deeply. Standing beneath the branches, she asked quietly, "Why do people I love sometimes hurt me?" The tree remained silent. The wind moved gently through the leaves. Sunlight filtered down, wrapping her in warm, golden lights. Some leaves fell, but the tree stood firm. In that moment, Sarah understood people hurt others not always because they are cruel, but because they themselves are wounded. Love does not always come from held other. A calm realizations filled her soul because heart are learning just like you. Tears rolled down her cheeks, not from pain, but from release. She walked away crying, understanding instead of anger. As evening approached, when the sky turned soft shades of orange and blue, an old man slowly came to the tree. His back was bent with years. His eyes carried memories, both joyful and regretful. He leaned on his walking stick and whispered, "What is the purpose of my life?" Now that my time is almost over, the tree stood silent once more. Its roots dug deep into the earth. Its branches stretched high into the sky. Birds returned to rest upon it as the sun began to set. And then the answer became clear. A life deeply rooted in patience and stretched towards kindness is never meaningless. The old man closed his eyes. For the first time in years, his heart felt at peace. The tree never spoke. Yet every person left with an answer because the truth was simple. The tree of answers does not give answers, it helps you find them within yourself. Moral: life's deepest answers are not heard with the ears, they are felt with the heart. There comes a moment in every person's life when the noise of the world becomes too loud, when opinions, expectations, and judgment swirl around like a storm, drowning out the quiet voice inside your own heart. In those moments, many people shrink. They step back. They wait for permissions, validations, or approval from someone who might never fully understand their journey. But something extraordinary happens when you stop waiting and choose yourself instead. Choosing yourself is not an act of arrogance, it is an act of courage, a bold declaration that your dreams are worthy, your voice matters, and your existence has meaning beyond what others see. It is the moment you decided that you are done living as a shadow, not dimming your light. Done putting your potential in the hands of people who doubt you. Choosing yourself means standing up even when no one claps, believing in your own before anyone phrases it, and walking toward your purpose even when the path is lonely. It means looking at your own flaws without shame and your strength without fear. It means embracing the truth that do not need to do perfect to be observing. You only need to be willing. The power of choosing yourself lies in the freedom it brings. Suddenly, you stop chasing people who don't value your presence. You stop bending yourself into shape that don't fit your soul. You stop apologizing for taking space in a big world that was always meant for you. Instead, you become your own source of approval, your own source of love, your own source of confidence. You learn that growth begins the moment you say, I am enough as I am, and still becoming more. You begin to take risk, and that once terrified you because the fear of staying small becomes greater than the fear of falling. And slowly life opens up. New opportunities appear not because the world has changed, but because you have. You start attracting better friendship, healthier environment, and more meaningful work because you are no longer operating from a place of self doubt. You are operating from self beliefs. Choosing yourself does not mean self belief. Choosing yourself does not you won't stumble, cry, or feel lost. It doesn't mean every door will open, but it does mean that you will never again abandon yourself in the process. You will learn to rise after every fall, to heal from every wound, and to trust your journey even when you can't see the whole map. The truth is, life becomes softer, fuller, richer, and more elegant, aligned when you choose yourself. You becomes unstoppable not because everything is easy, but because you finally realize that your worth is not negotiable. You are no longer defined by who left, who doubt, and who tried to limit you. You are defined by the fire in your spirit, the strength in your heart, and the bravery in your choice to stand with yourself. So choose yourself today. Choose yourself boldly. Fearlessly, unapologetically, your dreams are waiting, your purpose is calling, and the great adventure of your life begins the moment you finally decided that you are worthy. Not someday, not when you are better, but right now, exactly as you are. That is the real power of choosing yourself.
Stop waiting for the perfect time. Perfect days are rare, but small moments are everywhere. A deep breath, a quiet smile, a little peace. Don't wait anymore. Life is happening right now. Dear self,
every morning, Ayan stood in front of a mirror a little longer than usual, not to admire himself, but to search for something he felt was missing. Confidence, maybe, worth, perhaps, or the vision of himself the world seemed to demand. At work, his ideas were often overlooked. On social media, everyone else appeared happily more successful, more certain. Even at home, silence followed him like a shadow. Slowly, a quiet belief settled in his heart: I am not enough. One morning, exhausted and discouraged, Ayan took a long walk through a nearby park. The sky was painted with fading orange light, and the air felt unusually calm. He sat on an old wooden bench beside an elderly gardener who was trimming a small, uneven plant. Why don't you remove that one? Ayan asked. It does not look as strong as the others. The gardener smiled gently. This plant, he said, it survived a storm last year, lost a few leaves, bent a little, but its root grew deeper. Ayan stayed silent. People often think strength looks perfect. The gardener continued, but real strength shows up in survival. Those words stayed with Ayan that night. He began to notice things he had ignored before. The way he always listened when others spoke, how he never gave up even when things went wrong, how he carried kindness even when life was unkind to him. None of it made headlines, none of it earned applause, but it mattered. Days passed. Ayan still had doubts. The world did not suddenly change, but something inside him did. One morning, instead of criticizing his reflection, he spoke softly to it. I may not be everything I want to be yet, but I am enough to keep going. He stopped comparing his path to others. He started celebrating small victories, finishing a task, speaking up once in a meeting, choosing rest instead of quit. Slowly, the weight on his chest began to lift. Life did not become perfect, but it became honest. Months later, Ayan passed the same park. The small plant had grown taller, not flawless, but alive and steady. He smiled, understanding the lesson at last. Worth was never something to be earned through perfection. It was something to be recognized through self acceptance. That day, Ayan realized something powerful. You are enough. You have reached the finish line, but because you keep walking, Not because you are flawless, but because you are real. And sometimes the most important growth happens the moment you stop asking, am I enough? And start believing, I always was. There comes a moment in life when you look at yourself and quietly wonder, why am I not enough? You scroll through your phone and see people living lives that seem perfect, bigger dreams, louder confidence, faster success, and suddenly your own journey feels small. But listen carefully. This video is not for you to change you. It is here to remind you of something you forget. You are enough. Not when you succeed, not when people approve of you, not when you became someone else. You are enough right now. You don't have to prove your worth by suffering more, achieving more, or pleasing others. Your values was never created by comparison. It was always inside you, quiet, steady, and unbreakable. Think about how far you have already come. The nights you survived when no one knew your pain. The days you showed up even when you felt empty. The battles you won silently. The strength did not come from perfection, it came for being real. The world will try to convince you that you need to be louder, stronger, richer, or more successful to matter. But the truth is, growth does not mean becoming someone new. Growth means accepting who you already are and allowing yourself to evolve without shame. You don't need to rush. You don't need to compete. And you don't need permission to exist as you are. Every scare you carry is proof that you tried. Every failure is proof that you dared. And every breath you take is proof that your story is not over. So if today you feel behind, remember life is not a race. If today you feel broken, remember broken things let the light in. If today you feel invisible, remember even stars have shined quietly. So don't need to earn love by changing yourself. You deserve love because you are human. Stand in front of the mirror and say it even if your voice shakes. I am enough. I am totally enough. Say it when you doubt yourself. Say it when the word is loud. Say it when you feel alone. Because one day you will look back and realize the moment everything changed was the moment you stopped chasing worth and started honoring it. You are enough. You always were and you always will. Once upon a time, there lived a young boy in a small, quiet neighborhood. His family did not have much money and life was not easy. While other kids played without worries, this boy often sat alone thinking about his dreams. He loved music. When he felt sad, music made him feel strong. When he felt scared, music gave him courage. He did not have expensive tools, just his voice and his heart. People around him said, "You cannot do it. Dreams don't come true." But the boy smiled and said to himself, I may be poor today, but I will never give up. Every day he practiced, every night he dreamed. He turned his pain into song and his struggle into strength. Slowly, people started listening. His music touched hearts, especially kids who felt lonely just like him. One day, the boy grew up and became known as Young Boy Never Broke Again, not because he had money, but because his hope never ran out. Moral: believe in yourself even when others don't. Young Boy Never Broke Again shows us that your past does not decide your future. Born into struggle, he used music as his voice when the world did not listen. With no money, no support, and many challenges, he chose hard work over giving up. His story teaches teenagers and kids that talent grows with effort, and even when life knocks you down, standing up again makes you stronger. If you believe in yourself and keep moving forward, you will never be broke inside. Young Boy Never Broke Again, whose real name is Cantrell Desane Golden, was not born into fame or wealth. He grew up in a tough place called Baton Rouge, where life was hard and opportunities were rare. His father was in prison and he was very young, so he was mainly raised by his grandmother, who cared for him deeply. As a kid, young boy actually broke his neck while wrestling and had to wear a brace that left a scar on his forehead. Some things that stayed with him as a reminder of hard times. He began writing songs and making music when he was just a teenager. At age 14, he bought a cheap microphone from Walmart, began recording songs in makeshift studios. When even he did not have money, he had big dreams and powerful voice. Young Boy released his early music online and slowly built a fan base. His mixtape 38 Baby helped him to get noticed, and soon he signed with a major record label, Atlantic Records. His songs like Outside Today and Bandy became huge hit and reached the Billboard charts, some things many musicians dream of. He also became one of the youngest artists in history to have so many songs on the Billboard's Hot 10 chart and billions of views on YouTube. While his life has not been perfect, including legal troubles and time in jail, Young Boy never gave up on music or his dreams. Beyond that, he also tries to help others, especially young peoples. He donated money in his old neighborhood and inspired kids to stay in school. He helped feed homeless people and gave out food and school supplies. He participated in holiday toy drives so kids could have gift at Christmas. This part of his story shows that no matter where you come from, you can use success to help others, and that's something worth celebrating. Here are a few lessons from Young Bhai's journey, which we learned for gaining our success. Big dreams. He started with just a cheap microphone but aimed high at the starts. Stay resilient. Life threw tough challenges his way, but he kept going, giving back. Success can be used to help others and make real change.